loving life in Berkshire.
Living near the river, the lovely villages, the lovely countryside, and the proximity to London, Oxford, Reading. It's great.
Love the people. It's so much better than other places.
You've got lots of places to walk. It's just really nice. It's a relaxing sort of place, Berkshire.
Wonderful country.
If you love where you live, be part of it. BBC Radio Berkshire.
And it's BBC Radio Berkshire now. Lee Rigby, the killed soldier, would not have wanted his death used to excuse reprisal attacks. That's according to his family. Drummer Rigby's family called for calm as the Queen met army personnel during a visit to the barracks on Friday, near where he died last month, as it is now, just a few days ago. Now, in a statement, his family said his friends' different cultures and religions made no difference to Lee, and the family's plea came amid reports of a rise in anti-Muslim incidents since the soldier's murder. Interfaith groups across Berkshire have been working on uniting faiths and improving public perceptions. Joining me in the studio is Shahzad Nadeem, who's an imam from West Berkshire and also represents the Minhajul Quran International, the ME Forum of Berkshire, and the Peace and Integration Forum. Good morning and welcome.
Hey, good morning, Paul.
Hey, before we actually chat, let's go through these forums that you represent, or fora, I suppose we should say for the plural. The Minhajul Quran International, in a sentence, what's that?
Minhajul Quran International is an international organization really working on different areas, social, educational, political, all different forums it's working on around the world, especially the education. And it has also got this Minhajul Quran Peace and Integration Council as well, that is working around peace and integration, harmony, reconciliation around the world.
Lovely.
In different countries.
And what's the ME Forum Berkshire?
ME Forum Berkshire is the minority ethnic forum, which is also pretty much on the same lines, really, bringing all these communities together, the minorities especially.
And the Peace and Integration Forum?
I founded the Peace and Integration Forum a few years back in Berkshire, again on the same lines really, just from the interfaith perspective to have a culture of interfaith dialogue, peace and harmony, reconciliation, bringing the people together and talking about the issues which we sort of rub under the carpet sometimes really, to bring them up in the open and have honest, sincere discussions about them and build the bridges.
Good. Well, it's talking about building bridges that we're here for this morning because, of course, we're doing this with the background of the Lee Rigby killing. Since that happened, has it been a tough time for Muslims in Berkshire?
Well, I wouldn't say a very tough time, really. But if you allow me a couple of minutes, I would, first of all, on behalf of Minhajul Quran International, ME Forum, and Peace and Integration Forum, I would like to unconditionally condemn the Lee Rigby attack, his murder. And from Islamic perspective also, I would like to clarify that Islam has absolutely no flexibility about this kind of behavior. Islam is completely, fully, right from the core, is against these kind of attacks. A condemnation has been done from all around the world, from all different scholars of Islam, from east to west. Last year, a very comprehensive, categorical, classical, jurisprudential judgment has been given by Dr. Tahir al-Qadri. A 600-page edict has been given by Dr. Tahir al-Qadri, available online on fatwa on terrorism.com. That can be downloaded from there as well, which is probably the strongest fatwa so far against any kind of terrorist attacks. And it's been declared that these are not just acts of violence. These are not just haram or unallowed acts. These are actually the guys who are out of the ambit of Islam. That's the strongest fatwa so far.
And yet they use Islam as an excuse. They stood there, they waited for the police, proclaiming that they were doing it on behalf of Islam.
That's absolutely that. I mean, the ridiculous part is that the people, it looks like the Islam has been hijacked by some of the thugs and terrorists around who believe that they are representing and they are the heroes of Islam. But all the scholars from all around the globe have unequivocally, unconditionally revoked, condemned in all senses possible that these are the acts that have absolutely nothing to do with Islam.
It's a huge step forward, and that's wonderful. But these people are not listening, are they?
The thing is that there are these people put up a lot of pretexts, a lot of contexts as to, they try to combine and link the political avenue, what's going on in Afghanistan, what's going on in Iraq, and what's going elsewhere in the world, and foreign policies, and America and Britain and Western interests, and so on. The thing is that until and unless you distinguish between all these political engagements with the theological relations and theological and religious engagements, it is difficult to handle. They try to substantiate and validate their notorious acts by trying to link those acts with the political adventures going around in the world. And we need to distinguish and very clearly demarcate that these are the boundaries, these are the religious boundaries, and in whatever shape or form and in whatever pretext, you can never overstep those boundaries. And Islam is absolutely categorically against all of these acts, and we distance ourselves from all of these things that are happening in the world.
I understand what you're saying, but it would seem to be that it's not enough. Could the world of Islam, could the Muslim community be doing more?
I believe, yes, absolutely. I think we need to more. We need to do more. We need to stand shoulder to shoulder together, along with our British community, and use the mosques, use the literature, use our internet sites. The government should do a lot more in condemning these kind of acts, so that the religion of peace. I mean, Islam has sort of 7 classical meanings there, and none of the meanings is different from the basic, the basic fundamentals of peace. Islam itself comes from an Arabic word called salam or salam, which means peace. So a religion which is originating from the very fundamental of peace, and the religion which teaches sanctity of mankind even during the wartime. You are not allowed to kill women. You are not allowed to kill children, even on the battleground. You are not allowed to destroy churches and synagogues and mosques. You are not allowed to fight against any non-combatant civilian, even on the battleground. How can that religion allow to go and kill and maim people outside the battle zone in the peace times?
It's fine for you to tell me this on BBC Radio Berkshire on a Sunday morning, and for people to hear it. That's great. What we're not doing is hearing it in the headlines. We're not hearing it in the news and television coverage. We're not hearing it in day-to-day conversation. The fact that your community totally is against this, that your religion is totally against it. How do you get the peaceful voice of Islam to be louder than the violent voice?
I would say that media has a very important part to play in this. Yeah, not a complaint, but a suggestion that if we stereotype Muslims and Islam negatively, then it will create divisions, and it will polarize the situation in our communities. Yeah, we need voice, and all the positive and proactive powers of Islam and Muslims being represented here in UK need the voice, and the media has to support that voice. Media has a very strong character to play over here. The thing is that media needs attention, and it's the dynamics of the society that people like what you call spicy stories, and we should not get tempted towards those spicy stories. We should rather give right airtime to the positive stories that can make a difference, that can bridge the gap, that can bring down the people to the point. Let them have talks, let them have discussions, and improve the overall situation in the communities, rather than creating negative stereotypes.
Well, I hope you think we've done that this morning. It's been lovely having you here in the studio. Shahzad Nadeem, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Shahzad Nadeem, who's an imam from West Berkshire. This is BBC Radio Berkshire, coming up to 16 minutes after 7. Your Sunday